Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a full face using only Drugstore foundation. I told you guys that we would do this in my neutral half cut crease. Actually, I think we only talked about using a Drugstore foundation, but why not do a whole face of Drugstore makeup? So that's what we're going to do. You guys left a lot of great Drugstore foundations for me to try to find, and I went to 3 Walgreens and a CVS, and I could only find one of the foundations that you guys recommended me to try. I don't know if maybe like my stores weren't just like up to date on new products, but I felt like there was just like a lot of just the same stuff and not like a lot of new foundations, because a lot of you were recommending me some of these like Maybelline foundations I've never heard of, but I couldn't find any of them. So I'm still on the hunt because I'm very intrigued by those. So whenever I find them, we'll talk about them. But I did find one of the foundations that you guys mentioned to me, so that's what we're going to try today. A lot of this stuff I actually had. I think I picked up like some highlights, a setting powder, and then like a face powder, but everything else was here. I don't know what eye look we're doing yet, otherwise I would tell you in this intro, but I don't know what we're doing yet. To start our look, we're going to moisturize our face with this Cetaphil moisturizer. It said it was great for underneath makeup, and I really like it. It absorbed quickly into the skin. I still use my Cetaphil face wash. I've just never tried a moisturizer from them, and I was super duper impressed with it. For our primer today, I'm using this guy from Model's Own. My nail hurt. It is called their Face Base, and I really like it as well. It has that silicone feel that I look for in a primer, and I feel like it covered my pores amazingly, but if you're not like into a silicone primer, I don't think that you would like it because it is a little more on like the greasy feeling side, but I really like how it laid on the face regardless. For our foundation today, we are using the WetnWild PhotoFocus foundation, and I was reading on the back that it says that it helps to prevent flashback in photos, which I thought was cool to have in the foundation. The not cool part though was there wasn't a huge shade range for me to choose from, so I ended up going with the shade Golden Beige because by this time I was on my last Drugstore and I really wanted to go home with a foundation I had never tried before, so I knew I was going to have to blend it down my neck to make it mesh, so I probably should have worn a top that didn't show so much skin, but I am going to put this everywhere. I do forget a little spot on my shoulder, so don't judge me. But for the foundation itself, I really liked it. I liked the coverage of it, but it was a little drying and a little more matte than I like. You know, I don't really like matte foundations anyway, but other than that, I thought it was a good foundation. For the brows, I'm using this Total Temptation brow definer from Maybelline in the shade Dark Brown, and I really like that cute little fat spoolie. It's like different than other spoolies, and I haven't used a brow pencil in so long, but I really like the texture of this pencil, and I felt that it just helped my eyebrows look naturally bushy, so I was super duper into this pencil. I think like this is like my new go-to brow product. Instead of concealing under the brows, I'm using this guy from Maybelline, which is their Brow Precise Perfecting Highlighter, to just kind of carve out the brows. And this is another product that I really like. I think it's super creamy and just like adds just enough lightness underneath your brows. For our eyeshadow, I'm using this NYX Ultimate Multi-Finish Eyeshadow Palette. It has like mattes, shimmers, and glitters, and I'm just taking this color into my crease as our transition color. I feel like I always get tongue-tied when saying that. And I'm just building up this color in my crease until I feel it's at the depth that I'd like it. And then we're gonna go in with this like plummy shade, which is also a matte, and I'm gonna start packing this on the outer corner and up into our crease as well. Ow, I just hit my elbow. Here I'm just using a smaller brush to really deposit that plummy shade that we're using into our crease. And then I'm just going to go back in with our fluffy brush to kind of just blend and mesh everything together. And here I'm just going to take like a little Vanderpump Rules break and just see what's going on. And then we're back to blending. We are going to cut our crease a little bit, and for that I'm going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I just cannot get it open, and when having nails, it just makes everything harder to open. And then you have to click this thing for like 47 minutes to finally get a little bit of product, but it's a really good concealer. So I'm going to use this to cut my crease like I said, so I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of our hand, put some on our eye, and look straight up. I don't know if you guys are tired of this technique yet, but I really like it because it helps all my eyeshadow just look a lot cleaner, because as you can see, my lid touches into my crease. So if I put all that matte shadow into my crease and then just put a shimmery shadow on my lid and didn't do this, all that shadow, shimmer shadow, is going to transfer from my lid into my crease, and it doesn't transfer like in a cute way. It just makes it look messy to me. So by doing this, it like gives me more control of where my shadows hit, and plus, like I said, I just think it looks neater, cleaner, crisp. And it definitely takes more time for me to do this, but I'm way more into eyeshadows this year, so I've been wanting to take more time to actually perfect an eye look. We're going to take this shimmery purple shade and pack that all over the lid. If you do use this concealer technique, make sure your concealer isn't too wet when you do this, otherwise your shadow can kind of cake up a little bit. I'm also going to take this glittery purple and pack that on the lid as well, just so the colors kind of separate a little more than what is happening. And then picking up more of the matte plum shade, we're going to pack that on the outer corner just to kind of build that color up and mesh it with our like shimmery purple shade. I'm also going to take a little bit of the glittery white and pack that right on top of the lid just for a little bit of added extra brightness. Back to our Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. We're going to click it up 10 more times to get some product. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to use this to conceal. Like I said, this is an amazing concealer. I love this concealer. It was a little bright looking for me, but I wanted to get a brighter shade because I knew I was going to use it to also cut my crease. Once we blend everything out, I think it looks beautiful. This is a really, really great drugstore concealer. Probably like the best, in my opinion. I just realized we're using hella Maybelline. Like, I'm just realizing that because I keep saying it, but whatever. We're using the FitMe loose finishing powder in the shade Light. It was a little light, but I did like how it sat on my face and underneath the eyes. I was a little nervous because it said finishing powder, but I think it turned out really well. Like, I would definitely use this again to set underneath my eyes. It's definitely no Patrick's powder, but it's pretty damn good anyway. For our contour today, we're using this Rimmel Instant Duo Contour Stick in the shade Medium. I love this thing. I thought it was going to be like a little too warm for me when I first put it on my skin, but then when I blended it out, I really liked the color kind of shadow effect that it gave it. I think I do like this more than the Hulu Contour Stick. Go Rimmel, go, go. To set, I'm using the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. This like gives you moisture without making your face look cakey. I'm here for this all day, every day. And to set our contour, we're using the Infallible Pro Contour from L'Oreal, and I'm using it in the shade Light, but I'm not using this little brush, no. I forgot to get any new drugstore blushes, but thank God I had these NYX Ombre ones. Mine got wet, so that's why it looks like some kind of mythical creature happening in my blush, but it still works just as good. I love this blush. I'm so glad I went on the hunt for it and found it. To highlight, I'm going to use this guy from WetnWild. I was going to use two of them, the Wet-n-Wild one and the Milani one, but this Wet-n-Wild one gave me so much glow. It is in the shade Blossom Glow that I just used this and this alone, and I was glowing. For for the lip combo today, we are starting first with a lip liner. As always, this lip liner is not even gonna go with our lipstick. I just like lining my lips beforehand. So this is from Maybelline and is in the shade Raisin. The lipstick we're using is from L'Oreal. And does anybody else love the smell of these L'Oreal lipsticks? Because I am obsessed. And we're using it in the shade 806 Matitude. I really like this color just like on its own, but I always gotta be extra and just add more lip color to my lipsticks. So we're also gonna go in with the shade 535, which is oh my god, I can't even talk. Purely Nude from Maybelline, and put this on top and mesh it all together. And you could totally leave it as a matte lip, but come on guys, you know I'm a glossy girl, and my favorite lip gloss of life, high-end, drugstore, no matter what, is definitely this Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. I just cannot get enough of it. I think we've used it like 4 or 5 times now, but it's so good. It's not sticky, it's so shiny. I love it, and it is in the shade Tease. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this look. I love you guys, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye!